Hello everyone. Today we will see the debugging and model completion topic in a gaming architecture and programming subject. As we already know what is meant by debugging process. Through the debugging process, we can say that we test each and every line of the code included in the error handling code. Okay, so once the code is ready, it has to be tested as a unit and then integrated with the other unit and tested again. So based on this, various bugs are classified in the game development process as A, B, and C, which is depending on the severity. So the first one class is the class A. So it is the most severe bug, and this bug it is generally occurs during the installation or crashing the game at the beginning of the first level. It is very severe effect that whenever this type of error means class A type of error occurs, it crashed the game at the beginning of the first level. Class we can say that the class A is the most severe bug. Second one bug that is introduced during the debugging process is the class B. So class B bugs may not crash the game but affect the game quality. So for example, we can consider the failure of an event such as gun may not fire when used. When if we are considering some action game, so in that we can see some of the times there is a failure of an event such as a gun may not fire when it is used. So in that time we can see that it is a it is happened due to the class B type of error. Okay, so now see the third one type of error, that is the C, class C. It is one of the bug. As we know, the class A bug, due to the class A bug the system is crashed or the game is crashed. Due to the class B, some of the event may not perform as we are considering action game. So uh, and uh, the next one after the class A and class B, there is some minor bug that is incurred during the debugging process is the class C bug, which is a minor bug and it can be fixed without much of the problem. So this class C bug it is also called as a cosmetic bug. So this type of error means class C type of bugs whenever it is happened. This could be a spelling mistake or any other user interface glitches. So we can say that the class C bugs it is related with the spelling mistake or any user interface glitches. Again, in this we can say that we can prioritize these errors according to the level of severity. So in this we can see the class A is the most severe bug, class B is not as much as severe as class A, and class C is the minor error. Okay, so these are the errors or these are the bugs we can say that which can identify during the debugging process. Okay, there are again the different type of bugs or errors which are based on the error type. So these errors we can say that logical error, programming error, and data errors. So we can say that based on their error type there are again three type of error: logical error, programming error, and data error. So first of all, see the logical error. So the logical error are very difficult to find. There are automated tools which we are used to find the error in the code and structure, but not the logic every time. So the use of a debugging tool, or by using the debugging tool we can find the intermediate output by stepping up the code line by line and viewing the result at each step. Okay, so from this we can find the error but we cannot find the logic, right? Second one error that is based on the type, that is a programming error. So programming error are the result of the incorrect syntax and misspelled keyword. So this type of error will cause the compilation to fail, or the error could be a serious one. So we can say that the programming error it is a serious one. So if a block of static statically allocated memory, if we consider there is a virtual function table, it is overwritten by 1 byte. So whenever the destructor function for an object of this type was called, so it will point to some other location, causing the game to crash. So that's why we are saying the programming error is a serious one. So such bugs are normally detected by using the tool bounce checker. So we can identify or detect the programming error by using the tool bounce checker. Okay, so last one type of error, that is the data error. So data error means what? If the game data is incorrect. Okay, so this type of error is occurred. So this data error, it is derived from the logical and programming error that we have already seen. What is the logical error and what is the programming error? So we can say that the data error, it is derived from the logical and programming error, so that produce the data. Okay, so we can say that logical error and programming error, they can produce the data. And if there is some error, so we can say that there is an error in the game data. So due to this, the data error occurred. So the error could be in a scripting code. So it is wise to add a lot of debugging code in the program itself instead of manually looking for the error. So for this, we have to, every time we have to perform the lot of debugging code in the program itself instead of manually looking for the error to to identify and correct that error, right? So the out of the three types of error, so which is mentioned, or which I which I have described, the programming or code error are easiest to detect. So instead of testing for each of the other type of error, we have to perform a generic test harness. Okay, so now see what is the procedure of the test harness. So in this, first of all, we need to install and run the module under the test in the test environment with the input data in the expected input format. After this, it generates the stub to emulate the behavior of the subordinate model. After this, capture the actual outcome as generated by the unit under the test and log or display it is in the usable form. So after this, we have to make a comparison between the expected outcome and the actual outcome, and we need to log a test verdict for each input test data. Okay, so in this, whenever the test harness process is performed, so in this, the tester is always allowed to use all the possible option in the user interface for this. So the generic test harness uses, so we can say that the generic test harness process, it uses a classes of input for testing at the boundary condition and some random input. So this is then customized for each module to be tested. So by this, we can perform the test harness process, and we are using, or the tester can use the different type of inputs. So the test harness application, it is generally integrated with the source control system to log the test result, and the log result are used then for the audit processes. So this is also can be used for the regression testing, we can say that. So in the regression testing, as the old result can be compared with the new result to check for any bugs that have been introduced into the previously working modules. Okay, so the testing harness could also be a scripted, so that it can automatically run a whole series of tests. Okay, so this is about the debugging and the module completion, and why we are use the test harness process in this, because okay. So thank you very much for seeing this video.